Olson. I'm coming from the Mayhem Fest in Auburn, Washington with Phil Demmel from Machine Head. Thank you.
Absolutely. How's it going?
Yeah, good. How are you doing?
Doing really, really good.
Did you get here late, or was that planned that you were going to?
You know, I had an opportunity to spend 4 days with my son back at home, and so it's in the middle of something, and I opted to fly up this morning and spend time with him. So.
That's way cool.
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
cool. Right on. So I know the tour is just starting out, but how's it going so far?
First two shows are really good. You know, the LA show was the first one, and it's like the first day of summer camp, and everybody's going nuts. And we've got new rigs and new in-ears and all this new gear that we're trying to rifle through, and I think we pulled it off really good.
Is there a lot of bugs to work out, like on a big tour like this with the production? And
yeah,
all
a lot
that?
of kinks just on our own end, though. I mean, we're used to playing the festivals and playing and going, but we've got a lot of new gear. We don't have any cabinets on stage, so we're trying to work out the little
look
kinks.
Nice and clean, so you can run all over the place.
Yeah, we played the Shoreline Amphitheater at our home, and that was like a benchmark for us to play there too. So it was exciting.
Very
to be able
cool.
to do that.
Oh, very cool. Well, what I love about Machine Head is that you guys write some really cool, epic types of songs. You know, it's not the verse chorus. Obviously, we all know that verse chorus. So, can you tell me explain how you guys go about writing some of your epic songs, like Halo? I mean.
Yeah, Halo was a tune that Dave McClain came up with the verse riff for it, and we just kind of throw parts around it. You know, Rob or I'll bring a riff to the table and we'll kind of work on it. And Halo was a song that just kind of built on these different parts, and it just we were playing it, and it's like, man, this song's like over 10 minutes long right now. You know, it's like, what do we cut out? You know, fuck it, we don't have to cut out anything. You know, we're writing our songs for ourselves, and.
You guys always said that you write for yourself, you do it because you love it, and you know what you guys do are really good at is coming up with all these parts and putting them together and making them making them work.
Yeah, I think Rob is got a great ear for structure and an idea. He gets a vision for a song and he sees certain things happening and stuff. And so I do a little bit of structuring, but he's our main. You know, sometimes I'll bring like half of a song, like half a Slanderous I brought, half of Beautiful Morning I brought, and he's really good at, you know, I call him our sandwich maker. You know, I throw some bologna at him, or I throw some mayo, or you know.
So it's like, and
he puts it all together and makes it all work.
So do you like hear stuff in your head that you want to play, and then you just like bring it to the table and?
Yeah, I mean, there'll be times when I'm, you know, in traffic or something, I'll grab my little dicta app and just, you know,
yeah, and say, look, I got
this transfer it to notes, and
yeah. Now let's build the sandwich. That's a really good analogy because there's like so many layers, and that's what's really cool. So very cool. Well, I wanted to say also congratulations on the huge success, you know, of the Black Mean. It just keeps you guys just keep getting bigger and bigger. And it's like the compromise, you guys haven't compromised, and it's really paid off for you. How gratifying is that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, when I first joined the band, they were at their lowest point, and I was like coming out of a failed marriage and was stoked to be on the road with the band I always wanted to play in, and was like, all right, things are awesome. And they're like, you know, going this way, so we needed each other at that same point, you know, and at that point they had decided they made a cognizant effort to start writing for themselves and go in this direction. Hey, we're a metal band, let's be metal, and just don't worry about anything other than that. And that's right before I had joined. So it's just, you know, everything aligning, all the tumblers falling into place, and us coming together, and it's just been really, that was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
So
and you guys are longtime friends too, so
we're brothers. We're brothers. You're not always friends with your brothers.
Okay, so so you can get mad at your family, and
just like any
and
relationship.
You're still family at the end of the day. That's what you're saying. Got it. Okay, that's really cool. So were you like born and raised in San Francisco, or?
In the East Bay, in a town called Dublin, California. It's about a half an hour inland from Oakland. So we call it the East Bay. So
back in the day, how was it growing up? And I mean, San Francisco must have been cool back in the day.
Early to mid 80s to late 80s, it was the metal hotspot.
I mean, seeing a lot of these bands in the local clubs before they got big.
Right before Kill 'Em All came out, you know, we saw Megadeth, we saw Slayer, we saw, and then, you know, then Testament and Exodus and, you know, Death Angel and all these bands came along. You could go see a show twice a week of, you know, now they're national legendary bands.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, I mean, those probably were a lot of your inspirations early on? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you see a band like Metallica, go from, hey, they're playing the Cow Palace with Ozzy tonight, Metallica, and then you see Exodus start to go, you see Testament start to go, so you see that it's possible that your goals, these goals, are pretty lofty, but they're attainable. So it gives you something and we're still like that, we toured with Metallica a year for about a year.
Yeah, and so how is that just to make that full circle where it's like now you are up there with them?
It is so ridiculous.
It's crazy, but it's awesome. It's just.
I'll be watching, I watch a lot of sports and with my wife, and I'll go, yeah, we played there, we played there, and she's like, shut up.
Oh, that is.
So to see Metallica just reach that and take their younger cousins with them. I don't say brothers, but
Yeah. And then,
cousins.
Actually, when Machine Head came out, wasn't that kind of around the grunge time? And then things were starting to. That was difficult.
It was, Machine Head and Pantera.
Yeah.
Were
They got caught in the grunge deal.
They didn't get caught. They were still forging. They were still forging that path and holding that flame. They were bearing that torch for that time, and when things were in such a transition, man, I was just reading about how crazy, even the press was at that time, how they were torn, between carrying the metal and carrying the grunge and which direction where they go, and Machine Head really held that original sound through that time.
And that's what was cool, is that like I say, you guys just didn't compromise, you kept going, and look at where you guys are now. I mean, you're out.
But they were fans of that music, like hugely influenced by Alice in Chains and Soundgarden, and still were able to take that influence and still influenced by Pantera as well. Right,
absolutely. Well, that's really cool. So, can you tell us the meaning behind the new title, Into the Locust?
Unto the Locust.
Unto the Locust.
The Locust was a concept that I came up with based on a couple encounters that I had, but everybody has them, with a certain person that kind of comes into your life under false pretenses. They come into you as, a bandmate, a friend, a lover, whatever, and it's with one goal in mind, is just to drain you of your resources, to lie to you, to strip you of your money, of your humanity, whatever. And once they're discovered, I mean, in my case, it was discovered a little bit too late, and then it's just hop off and fly on to the next crop, and go and soak off with somebody else, and so that's the Locust is kind of for that kind of mentality.
Got it.
So
that was the inspiration for a lot of the songs on the record too.
Oh no, just that song.
Oh, okay. Okay, and the release, it hasn't been released. It's going to be released sometime in September or something. Is that still
We're aiming
on?
for September 20th, yeah.
Excellent. And is the writing going to be different than previous, or how's it evolved? Or
the writing has evolved. I mean, in the 5 or 6 years since we wrote The Blackening, we've grown as people, we've grown as bandmates, we've grown as friends, we've grown as family men, as musicians. I mean, Rob's taken his vocal lessons from a bunch of different resources, and he's taken classical guitar lessons, and
that's really cool.
It's just expanding on our musicianship, but also in the way that we're writing songs. I mean, the record has like a kind of a neoclassical vibe to it, so we still write in the same kind of way. Rob and Dave had gotten together, fairly soon after we finished tour last year, and they were, chomping at the bit to start writing, and so they wrote a couple of tunes, and then I came in a little bit later, and probably a lot later, but...
What were you doing?
I had personal things going on, I had a lot of personal stuff that I was going through last year, so that, I felt horrible for not being there, but it was just something that had to be taken care of, and they were, they weren't going to stop writing just because I wasn't going to be there. But then we got into a good groove, and kind of wrote in the same way. There's still long songs. There's still not a song under 6 minutes. There's only seven songs on this record.
And I heard, is somebody a big fan of Rush?
Yeah, I mean, we all love Rush, but Dave is like this big Rush.
Farewell to Kings. Oh well,
Yeah, so we went and saw them the other night, saw them play all of Moving Pictures, and it was awesome.
Really cool.
We love the the way that they write. I mean, it's not too crazy prog, but it's still progressive enough to where it's not, like you said, the basic, verse, chorus.
Right. I think Neil Peart's a genius.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
He is.
I think he's a genius. Yeah. Well, anyway, so what's going to be after the tour's over? What do you guys got planned after that?
So this takes us through the middle of August. In September, we're going to go to Australia for the Soundwave Revolution, where it's a big festival tour with Van Halen and Bad Religion and Alice Cooper and Hole and Sisters of Mercy are playing. And then we go to South America for a couple of weeks. We're playing Sepultura down there.
Nice.
And then we start our most ambitious UK and Europe run. We're playing arenas
next year.
In November, December.
Oh, that'll come quick. You're busy then. Yeah. So what's the biggest place you played so far? You think?
Festival
wise?
We did. There's a band in Germany called Bo's Uncles, and they were kind of like a Social Distortion kind of Ramones, huge in Germany. They're doing a couple of farewell shows, 120,000 each day, and they handpicked the bands they wanted to play on. So we were, it was us, Motorhead, and this band DAD from back in the day. Slams leaving the day away,
and everybody's
120,000 people, just going nuts, singing every word. It was crazy.
That's got to be cool. Well, that's really cool. Well, I really appreciate. Oh, I wanted to ask one more thing. Are you okay health-wise? Do you have?
Things are good. I had gone through kind of a manic depressive stage in my life.
Okay, yeah.
and
if anything's
depression and stress.
If anything will pull you out of it, it'll be touring.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've met the girl that I was supposed to be with, and that's saved a lot of it. I'm spending a lot of time with my son, and so I've got my family, and my mom was there to pull me through, and everything's great.
Good, awesome. Well, it's so nice to meet you.
You as well.
And I'm just really thankful that I got to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Are you going to play some new songs tonight?
We've been going over on our set time, so we had to cut a song, but we're going to play a new song.
Cool.
We will play.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Absolutely.
That was awesome.
All right. Good deal.